Today, Precarious plays
Transistor. Now remember, what's the tone we're going for?
Joyful introverts in an art museum.
All right, time for the access point.
Ah.
Just brace yourself. It's only one of the most interesting. Well, okay. So things like this have been done before, I'm sure, and have probably been done since. But there is a straightforward input-output that I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
All of your functions, we can't see it yet. Dang. I'll have to go a little further to show you, but I can still explain the theory behind it right now.
Mm-hmm.
All of your functions can go in a few different slots, and soon enough, you will unlock stories. You unlock narrative by completing at least a battle with that function in any given slot. So to get the full story, for example, about Crash, you have to use it in an active slot, an upgrade slot, and a passive slot.
Oh, wow. That's new. I've never considered delivering story that way. Like, only giving you pieces of story based on how you use, like, the different functions available in the game, whether it's, like, moves or whatever.
I really like it. It's, how to describe... I mean, it's just...
Cool as shit is the words.
No, introverted art museum.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What it is, it's just reinforcing a specific kind of player behavior.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in D&D, again, like I don't know why we keep coming back to D&D for this series. Like we're 2 for 2.
Yeah.
back.
Oh, I forgot about that. I like that. Back. No, we made a mistake.
Oh, wow. Every time you switch into turn, it does put me in that D&D brain thing. This is the... You know how we play Theater of the Imagination games in D&D instead of having, like, so much grid most of the time?
Yes.
This is what I envision now. This is, like, very close to what I actually envision when I'm thinking, like, okay, where am I? What is my move? What is my action? What is my bonus action? Where are my friends? What is the terrain doing? This kind of makes me want to play it. I know that you've suggested it to me before, but to be honest, I tend to brush off things that are on the PC.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever I finally do get time to play video games, I want to be just like the most utter sloth. So it has to be on a handheld, which means I can pile up on any surface that is comfortable and available. You know, trees, beaches, beds, pillow forts, etc. And then... Or at the very least, like on a console that's piping through the TV so that I can pile up on the couch.
Get away from it.
And so, I don't know, this, despite its beauty, kind of got ignored by me.
That's all I need to do right there.
Yeah,
That's fine. Whew. I already moved, Jaunt game. Keep up. So, what was I saying before? We've got all the time in the world while we're in turn. I don't know why I'm stressing. So, in D&D, I use a system called, in 5e, in our 5e games, I use a system called 3 Pillars.
Yeah.
Where instead of rewarding experience for like whatever, like DM whim.
Yeah.
Which is usually that's called milestone experience.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing that, I will reward players' experience in several different fields. So like social, activities, exploration activities, and also combat activities. And that's to encourage players to engage with all of the pillars of 5th edition D&D. They have an incentive to use all of their functions. Because, I mean, seriously, like, if you think about it, as a DM, if you only award experience for fighting, then there's this... Players have to kind of work against the most basic interest of character progression, which is leveling up. That's sort of like the guaranteed one. They have to consciously say, like, no, I'm gonna pump the brakes and do something more interesting here instead of just starting a fight.
Yeah.
Players are incentivized to pick fights.
Okay. E64 on ramp. 5 blocks down. Take the second right. Do not turn left. And thanks for the lift.
So, Sword explicitly says, don't turn left.
Hi. You turn left. Thought we were gonna skip town. We're going back there. You met these things. They do not have a sense of humor. They will track you down, wipe you out, and take whatever's left of me back to those 2-bit Camerata pieces of trash. Look, whatever you're thinking, do me a favor. Don't let me go.
I'm in control of the boost.
I really dig how they presented some of that stuff in the background while you were driving. That was super cool.
I like that one pretty well. There's another one coming up that is stuck in my memory, possibly for to a degree that I think I'll need brain damage to forget it, you know?
Just 10 blocks to the set.
I'll point it out when we get there, but there's a similar sort of vignette that is haunting,
Oh.
but in like a good way. It's a good haunt.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's one of those good old-fashioned haunts.
Stronger though.
So I like this. It's a subtle one. Whenever a process is upgraded, they... First off, I'm pretty sure that Transistor is naming them as you go along.
Mm-hmm.
Like the big ones with the poundy fists,
Yeah.
are named jerks. I think just because that's what occurred to your sword.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you encounter a new enemy or one that has been upgraded, you get a quick little explanation of what's changed.
So does your sword not remember who they are?
No, I think your sword does. I just think that it's supposed to be... Both of your characters, I think, already know, and I don't think it's supposed to be a surprise exactly. Or, you know, actually that can't be right because of something that will hopefully become apparent in the next access point.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that we get access to those little short stories soon.
So I just saw you do something there.
What's that?
You lined up a shot, but then did it twice.
Yeah.
I think that's...
Thought we make good time.
It's interesting to see you use turn and real time so...
I think
in an integrated way.
I think I might have just done it twice.
Oh. Like you might have just set it up twice?
Yeah, although that is a good point. So let me take time to demonstrate how it works here. So you'll see that I've consumed that much of the meter with Breach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I activate it, after turn is over, it starts at that point and then only has to refill that far, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let me show you, look at the bottom icons.
Mm-hmm.
They will show you what has been disallowed because they've sort of been used up by turn. So see how 3 of them are grayed out? I can still jaunt during turn recovery,
Yeah.
but all of my other functions are at present, they're locked. There are ways around that, but we haven't gotten there yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't work the other direction. So I just used Breach 3 times in fairly rapid succession by starting with it in real time.
Mm-hmm. I think that one of the things that comes to mind is, you know, when a bunch of enemies show up.
Not a soul.
Sometimes.
Hardly recognize this place without the foot traffic.
Huh. Sometimes you'll get kind of like startled and be like, push the buttons very quickly, but then you can still hop into turn and still have access to all of your actions or functions.
Seen Goldwater cleared out.
And I think that there's something very, very
Terminal still up.
player-centric about that, that they understand that people would do that. I don't know if it's an accident or if it's by design, though. That's the thing.
I think this terminal gave me a fear of these. They put the fear in me the first time I played this.
Yeah.
Sea monster's really the only choice here.
Well, thanks, Sword. Obviously, I'm going to listen to the one of the two of us that no longer has taste buds. But I think it might be a trap. Sea monster is the only choice here because I can't eat it anymore. Because I don't have to smell it, you know. So, what do you, I'm gonna go with sea monster.
Just have to get back to your place before it gets cold.
So you just ordered a pizza? What?
Me too.
Yeah, I just totally revealed my location.
By ordering a pizza?
For a pizza. Well, that's the impression that they kind of give you, you know?
This is like the weirdest elevator I've had. Like, you know, when you're in a zombie game and the elevator, you push the button and then you gotta hold out while the elevator shows up. You're waiting on your pizza and it's like worms from the ground.
They're supposed to deliver it to your apartment.
Oh.
Yeah, for a seafood flatbread. It's actually to your advantage because you get experience points for every fight you complete. Or, well, like, experience percentage, I guess.
What does the sea monster flatbread do for you?
I think it's just... What it does for you is lets you participate in another battle and get more progress towards the next level.
Okay.
Other than that, it's just a funny story beat.
No queue to get in. That's a first. This can't be the channel. Back for
Cool. Okay,
Jerk.
let me think.
Jerk 2.
Yeah, Jerk 2.0. Let me think about this. This is a fairly complicated scenario to drop on the player because I know that the packets, eventually you can spawn your own. So I should be able, I can exploit them in a way that maybe someone else might not think to do. Ooh, it came back. That's less good for me. What was I saying? Something video game, something. Transistor's cool. Transistor's a good game. Oh yeah, the packets. Dropping those on the player without any explanation might be a bit of a mean trick. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Whenever enemies run out of health, most of the time, they turn into these little cells.
Yeah.
Right here, see? If you don't collect them before they, before a timer ticks down, a creature will spawn again, which is bad.
Oh.
So oftentimes, if you ever see me running around like a crazy person,
you're just trying to keep everything from popping back up.
Yeah, although actually, I haven't ever really let too many of them, like, cook back into a creature. I'm not sure if I think they might just turn into a bad cell. I don't know if they come back as the monster they were.
What do you see?
All right. Actually, you know what? I was just a little off because this is load. This is the thing that lets you summon packets.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I was testing, I took Switch. I didn't remember it being especially helpful, but I got a lot of value out of it during my testing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to see? You want to see Switch or do you want to see load? You only get to know the name. Stop reading it.
Let's do load then. So I want to hear more about these packets. Boom. Is that it?
Yep.
Got the whole explanation. Knew I made the right choice.
Who's hiding in here? Whatever here is.
Oh. So, one of the things that I cannot help but notice is all of the environmental details.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the environment that we were in before, and I'm sure we'll roll through something like that again, there were these cube-shaped lights with leaf holsters. Like the posts were leaves.
Mm-hmm.
That were very beautiful and pretty much the clearest combination of the Art Deco and Art Nouveau. Because you have that like extremely regular geometric object that is being sort of taken over or held up by swaying, curvy, natural plant forms. And I just think that that's so lovely. So many lovely things in this game like that. Like, we're in such an industrial space and there are chevrons everywhere. But then if you look at some of the tiles close to the lower parts of the wall,
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to see.
they are floral.
So this is peculiar. They're talking about a district that has gone offline, which seems like it's pretty explicit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that seems to suggest, okay, so this is a virtual reality. But what if they're just so entrenched in their own jargon that for this society, a space that can no longer be physically accessed is referred to as having gone offline?
Admin's just towing the line.
Authorities are downplaying any connections between their investigation and recent disappearances. Chief Inspector Walther Nees praised the work of the 18th Precinct charged with the task. This is the most thorough procedure ever conducted on my watch, said Mr. Nees. And citizens have just been completely displaced? Yeah, so they're just unable to return home. Ooh, do I want to tweet? Ooh, boy. Tweeting usually gets me in trouble, it turns out.
What? You're gonna post you can post comments?
Don't count on Gondwalk opening up again anytime soon. Thank you for your response. Man, she went hard and then backed off.